Access granted.
Welcome to Center of Light, Yanava here. What is Yanava? This is all important stuff we're going to be sharing tonight. I'm diving in deep. With a title like Messiah, I'm diving in deep. I want to explain, express, share a beautiful truth in my life that lives in my heart, that lives on my mind, even the monkey mind. It's in there because it wants something. It wants something beautiful and it wants it now. That's where I'm going. It's in my experience. It's in my every wish for everyone. That's where I'm going. Join me. Take my hand. Let me take yours. Pull me somewhere. I'm open to what you got. I want the candy in your spiritual pocket. Keith, have you ever heard of this candy before? No. Would you like to try some? Goddamn right I do. Welcome to Center of Light. Keith Anthony Blanchard here, spiritual teacher, best-selling author, and host of Center of Light Radio. Yanava. Yah. God. Heart. Will. Yah. John. The grace of God. Remember that. John and Yah. I'm going to get to that a little later. Yah, heart, God, will. Na, mind, intelligence, discernment, reasoning. We're not talking about the monkey mind that has been tainted with dogma and stilled with God knows what. We're talking about using the mind as a tool instead of the mind using you as a slave. It requires you to be brave and to enter the cave of your deepest, darkest self. That's called Yah. I want God. Yah. Yah, I want it. That's where I'm going. Yah, heart, God, will. Na, mind, intellect, discernment, reasoning. I don't mean logic. Logic has no play in this at all. When I say reasoning, I don't mean logic. I mean good, solid reason. Well, Keith, that's just simple mind play. That's mind chat. No, it's not. Reason, meaning I have a reason to do a something. And it doesn't come from here. That's not reason. That's logic. I say reason, purpose, inspiration will motivate you beyond what you can imagine. And then va, ya, na, va. Va is backbone. Erect backbone. Being planted into the ground, being planted into yourself, being planted into the Yanava. It almost sounds familiar to you, doesn't it? You can't escape it. Yanava. 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 It's part of the essence of what you are, who you are rather, that begins to rise within you and express itself and expand outward. It is what is and will always be. That's it. That's Yanava. It's the sound of the soul, where the identity of from God, if you can imagine God being a circle or the Godhead. So you have the one, like a hierarchy kind of model. And it goes down until there's no more oneness, which it all is anyway. I'm talking about things begin to become their own individuality. You, me, everyone, monkeys, trees, rocks, people, stars, everything. It's all an infinite sea of divine energy and information. And right under that becomes individuality. And it looks like all of us, God is omnipresent. Very, very important, simple, powerful stuff that will take you from the finite of your life to becoming part, consciously, of the infinite aspect of what you have been, are now, and forever will be. Tonight we're talking about Messiah. Many people are under the belief, good word, and this regard, understanding, allowing themselves to entertain that Jesus, not Christ, big difference. Jesus, not Christ. Big difference in this explanation, but not big. It's a very small change, but it is big in the sense that it's very monumental. Let me see if I can express it to you this way. Stick around. I have an amazing presentation for you. And all it simply requires from anyone is to believe in the most beautiful possibility ever. And it's cost you nothing. That being said, I have a link I deserve to drop into this forum, which I will do. I'm going to be here doing my Jay Leno monologue for another 5 minutes or so. So if you want to take this time to get some water and turn your speakers really loud so you can hear my sexy voice, that's cool. Here are links how you can find me, how you can donate to not my cause, the cause. Why? B is the most important thing than doing is being. B for the cause. Why? Because. It's just a bunch of self-made up nonsense. That's all it really is. I'm full of myself. In many ways, I agree. In all ways, I agree. But I'm full of myself. And the other myself is a part of me that likes to have human, redonkulous, cray-cray fun. Responsibly. Keyword, responsibly. So, welcome YouTube. I see someone by the name, I'll do my best to pronounce your name, Gorturk1. Gorturk1, where is our North Pole? I'm going to be a smart ass because I want to get to know you and tease a little bit. It's north. I don't know how you're asking the question. Polar bears, we are sorry for you. Absolutely, bro. God bless the polar bears. God bless us for having the blessed experience to understand what the expression of Creator is in the form of a polar bear. Everything will unfold, no more darkness. You ready? You right about that, sir. Thank you, Goktork1. Thank you for joining me. Everyone on Facebook, welcome. Good to see you. Hello, Dagny. Hello, everyone. Dana. LaDonna's in the house. Oh, my God. Hide your beans and cornbread. Rena, Nori Love. Nori Love, thank you. I got lost for a moment. You brought me back to center. I mean it with all my heart. By your inbox message to me. I actually shifted because of your inspiration and what you said. Hello, Celine, Suladog, Robert, Kristen, Tracy, LaDonna, Pam, Dana. She goes shopping in balance. Peace, Dana. Cynthia, Heather Lynn Walden. What's up, Hecayua, Mary Robert Fawn? And the list goes on and on. Donnie Kirby. What's up, JR Grant? I saw that you're not feeling well, bro. I hear you, bro. All right, let's get down to the presentation. Let's bring some people up in here. Let me see if this technology... Hello, Sandy. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Michelle. God, I love people. Y'all some sexy people. Let me see. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. Let me see if this works right off the bat. Here we go. You ready? Introducing Facebook people. There you are. I love it. Introducing YouTube people. And there you are. I love it. I love it so much. Welcome to Center of Light Return. I'll always change the last word. It's always Center of Light. If I'm talking about something like fear, I might call it Center of Light Darkness. If I'm talking about something about peace, I might call it Center of Light Dove or whatever. But tonight is Center of Light Return, and we are speaking about Messiah. I don't know if you have, but I have. I sent it to a few friends of mine some days ago. If you did not have the opportunity to binge watch the series on Netflix called Messiah, hence the inspiration for this title, this show tonight. And when that stuff started to align and happen, down into the event horizon of the divine black white hole, I go. And then all of this past stuff, as well as past life stuff, starts to resurface again. And this divine man by the name of Swamji Viswayogi, Sri 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 Viswamji Viswamji Maharaj, this is the universal Lord. And he's on the earth today. And he comes to Memphis and he moves about every major city all over the world. He doesn't sleep. Well, Keith, no, he does not go to sleep. He does not eat food. Christ, consciousness. He's Jesus. He's Buddha. He's Krishna. He's Kathumi. He's Saint Germain. Paramahansa Yogananda. This is what that is. That almost sounds blasphemic, doesn't it? My heart's not full of blasphemy. That's what that is on the earth today. But the Messiah in particular I am speaking about is about the Netflix series. New Year's Eve, going into the new year, I did mention often, it was a large part of my presentation, about don't be surprised if you wake up tomorrow and something feels different. Because immediately that multiple millions of people are going to say, oh my God, this is a new year, a time for something new. Something's going to change. It's already embedded in change. All these eclipses, which are harbingers of change, this is not astrological nonsense, and nor is it anything against Christianity. In fact, it's more Christian than anything, because it's the Christ principle that keeps everything in alignment. The stars, the planets, the galaxies, keeps us in alignment, keeps us in line when we follow law. Because when you break law, you're not in a line. You're not aligned, so you go to jail and this and that. Trouble begins to happen. Tonight, my presentation, my time with you, your time with me, is going to be speaking about Christ, as I was talking about earlier, and I said this correctly, and I will explain as the presentation moves forward. Inward is up, upward is forward, forward is toward something beautiful and powerful beyond measure. You are so loved beyond measure. We can't possibly understand it with our mind, because it takes the heart to understand such divine regal treasure. We're going to be speaking about Jesus, not Christ, which it is, but we're going to speak about the personality as Jesus. Christ, as I said earlier, Jesus is, make sure I get my word, this is all twisting of words. Christ is not Jesus. Jesus is Christ. What that means is Christ is everything. It's everything imaginable. It's the Christ principle. It's the body of Christ. Thank you, Jesus, for the words. It's the body of Christ. It's the body. The thing that God, believe it or not, so lives for. As if God can live for anything. God lives for the body of Christ, its creation, and loves it unconditionally. But I'm speaking about tonight Jesus, the personality, because Christ is already here. That's Christ. Paramahansa Yogananda is Christ. Satya Sai Baba is the Godhead personified. But all these different deities are Christ. I am speaking about the personality as Jesus back on the earth today. Sounds like dangerous territory. Let me say that to you boldly and frankly, because it is part of the dynamite, and I use that word intentionally, of who I am as a spiritual being. Confident in my skin, loving everyone infinitely. I may not like to be around you. I'm a very real individual, solid and planted within myself. I don't allow bullshit in my life. That sounds like a judgment. It is. This is a flashlight. I'm not judging it. I'm describing this thing as a tool to light my way. And if you are in, quote, my way, I'm simply not going to pay attention to you and call it what works for me and my knucklehead bullshit. Okay? It sounded aggressive, didn't it? I love it because I'm on fire. And I mean it with all love and spirit and tenacity and delivery to let you know that you are loved beyond measure. But tonight I'm going to be sharing my heart, my vision of what I know about the one we know as Jesus. On the earth, again today, we can believe it or not, and it doesn't matter. Either way, it serves its purpose. You went to the movies last night with your date to watch a movie. Not because you were going to believe it. It's because it brought you such amazing joy to watch this movie about whatever. Or this amazing fear to watch something about whatever. Doesn't matter. You had a good time. And it meant, of all things, it meant something to you. And in the meaning of that something to you, what is meant in all that is everything, not just the something. It resonated, or will resonate with your soul as to why you are so invested and rested and planted in that space. So tonight I am going to specifically talk about not only the Christ, but the Messiah, Jesus. You are a Messiah. I am a Messiah. We're all a part of the Messiah ship, the Christed body. Many people are firing off, oh my God, like that, like that, like that. It's happening. Well, Keith, I don't see that because you're not looking at the right thing. Continue to return to center of light. Basically, return to yourself, because I'm always going to be myself. So tonight I'm going to share with you the second coming, not of Christ consciousness, because that's already happening. I'm specifically talking about Jesus. That second coming. Keith, are you absolutely sure? I'm not. I am absolutely not sure. Do I believe? I believe wholeheartedly. How? Because everything that has been in aligning for me since this all started. I have no choice. Whether I'm right, wrong, inside, upside, down, I don't care. And the reason I'm likely sitting in this seat professing such a declaration and testament is because I don't care. It's not about being flippant towards anyone. To be arrogant, it's not that. Something is happening, at least to me, to all of us. I'm willing to explore mine publicly, hoping that it serves the highest good and the most beautiful possibility for everyone, just in case I have something important to say. That's it. Welcome to Center of Light. Everyone's chiming in. I'm going to take a short pause. Going to be right back. Tonight we're speaking about the most amazing, they're all amazing, but the most amazing, popular spiritual teacher to ever walk this blessed earth with his blessed feet and change all of our lives. Yeshua and Joseph, Jesus the Christ, therefore, and so on. Most people do not know that through the divine principle in everything I do, because I don't always talk about Jesus. They don't really know how much that is actually a part of my, quote, ministry. It's actually why I do what I do. It's not just the bells and whistles of what I do. It's exactly why I do. Is it a conundrum or strange that this always sits on my head? Who knows? It doesn't matter because it means something. It's a beautiful possibility. That is God beyond all religion. That which means something that's even beyond your scope of grasping in the present moment. So we always want to expand because it helps us to grow and get better as human beings and serve all creatures equally. That's Christ. You don't have to go to church. Good night. You don't have to ever see me again. Your lesson is over. Your time with me is over. That's it. What means the most beautiful possibility to you is the greatest vision capacity you have of your Creator at any said moment in your life. God bless you. I'll be right back. Lavender Soul, working on a new album. I have stuff all over this desk. Working on a new album, Lavender Soul. If you want a copy of this music, contact me. You know how to find me. Tonight we're speaking about Center of Light Return. The second coming, not of Christ consciousness, but of a particular personality and expression of God, which is truly the pillar of everything. We'll get there.
She turned to me and told me life was not too easy unless you can let go. I lay surprised at the simpleness of her soul. Wasting away in a sea of uncertainty. She had stayed with me for days. I needed love in so many different ways. And as I watched, she floated through the room. And as I cried, she was there to dry them too. Hold me and don't let go. Hold me. Never leave. Never leave. Angel of love, will you always be with me so I can let go? Reveal to me the beauty of your soul. I turned away, her light was so blinding, the energy of her love. She said goodbye and turned into a dove. As I watched, she floated through the room. Nobody's there to dry them to. Hold me and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Hold me and don't let go. Hold me, never leave. Never She turned to me, told me life was not too easy unless you can let go. Reveal to me the beauty of your soul.
Welcome back to Center of Light. I got a big night. For me, at least. Hello, everyone. Yes, it's going to populate. Great. All technology is working. Again, Swamji Viswayogi. Sri 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 Viswamji, Viswayogi Viswamji Maharaj is on the earth. That is the universal Lord. Tonight we're speaking about Jesus. We will venture more into the Christ principle. Jesus became the Christ over the course of his life. Became one with the Father. Became the knuckle on the hand. You, me, Jesus, John Doe, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, another, so forth. All individuals. And we think we're individuals because we're looking at the empty space between our expressions of the omnipresent God. Christ would be the knuckle on the hand where all the fingers join together. That's called soul. Just above soul. Where expression begins to happen individually. God would be the whole hand. Tonight we're speaking about Jesus. Also tonight, I'm going to do lots of reading from the Divine Principle. If you have not read my bestseller yet, the link is in this forum. Search for it. Go on Amazon, type in Keith Blanchard, The Divine Principle, Anchoring Heaven on Earth. Get it. If you don't like what you read, I'll give you money back myself. It's not a sales pitch. I want you to be touched. I want you to be moved. July 31st, 2020. Homecoming, crossing the bridge to the soul. 30 years of my life, of experience. Being on the other side. July 31st, 2020. Think, every time you think of me, or if you see a post of mine and you see me or something, say 3,500 to yourself. That's all I'm asking. 3,500. I'm looking for subscribership on YouTube. Go to YouTube, look up Center of Light Radio and subscribe. Please. YouTube.com/Center of Light Radio. Welcome to Center of Light. Tonight, we're speaking about the Master, Jesus, the personality, who became the Christ. I was going to find a picture. I'm going to do it. This presentation deserves it. One moment. I love technology. It's gorgeous. And then I'm going to inspire you on what inspired me to do this presentation on the Messiah, or Messiah rather. One moment, 30 more seconds, please. I want to explain, this is very important spiritual wisdom, the difference between Jesus and Christ. But yet now, they're the same. One moment, let me find it. In fact, I'll just drop it on the screen. That's how perfect is that? I never thought of it. Let's see if it works. Some years ago, Lord Maitreya, or Maitreya, appeared on the earth in Africa among a tribe of people. Jesus, Christ, the embodiment of all that is good, that which is everything that means anything at all, reality basically, in the form of a human being, dropped his body in South Africa and said, "Hello, how's your mama now?" And it's the one on your left in the garb. This is a picture like Swamiji, like Jesus, like Paramahansa Yogananda, but the difference is as to why I'm speaking about it tonight, which is this is about present day. This is what is happening today, 2020. The it. See, all these God-realized beings, they're all equal. Obviously, it's God. But what makes it important to us and relevant to us is it's happening now. And that it's happening now, I now present to you information about where we all are in this dance and dynamic we call humanity. Maitreya. Who's Maitreya? Maitreya was the Christ. Overshadowed Jesus. Overshadowed the Buddha. But what makes this time more unique than any other spiritual teacher, even Swamiji, because though Jesus might be the Logos or the planetary Lord, or however the hierarchy is, this is the universal Lord. But what makes this incarnation so special is because it's now. It's significant because of the prophecy that was told that when the second coming happens, that's when the shiznit is going down. The shiznit is going down. Actually, the shiznit is going up. If you've seen or will see the series Hello Bob, I felt Bob just come in. If you have seen or will see after this presentation the series on Netflix called Messiah, do it. Do it. I was waiting for my son to chime in. If you've seen it, you know that. If you haven't seen it, heads up because it's coming, which I suggest you watch this series. It's great. The Messiah in this 10-episode series is Iranian. This series was released on January 1st, 2020. What have we been talking about? This is not about me being right. I'm speaking about alignment. On New Year's Eve, I said, tomorrow your life is going to change. Now we have this thing called the frickin' coronavirus. What are my thoughts about that? I take it seriously. Not yet do I take it sincerely. No, excuse me. The opposite of that. I take it sincerely. I don't take it seriously yet. I am not ready to get stuck with a needle just for another sales propaganda by the construct of some knuckleheaded nonsense. But I'm not stupid either. I am always surrounding myself in light. This is very, very important information for you. I told this to my son today. When you protect yourself, don't protect yourself. You don't want to say, I'm seeking out this light to protect myself. Because in so doing, you are the one that says, I am protecting myself from a something. Therefore, I'm going to erect a wall between myself and that very thing I'm going to protect myself from. Remember, every wall you erect to keep something out, you are the prisoner. It's not what you want. So what you do to protect yourself is open up yourself with light and see an image of peace. Because in the image of peace is the protection itself. Okay? Let me try something on my Facebook, peeps. A little blackness. Darkness, dark side. Do it. So you don't want to protect yourself. You just want to say, I'm at peace. It's all inclusive. So what you will notice in this series is that the Messiah, this came out January 1st, 2020. Now we hear and talk about this new virus, the Kung Flu. We get higher, the shit gets higher. We get higher, the shit gets higher. It's a constant dynamic of two serpents intertwining, so you can find yourself as the Va, the erect backbone, like Peter, solidly planted, to not be affected by the storm. It's happening, 2020. It's moving fast. And now we are at war or been bombing Iran. In this documentary, well, this series, the Messiah is Iranian. Check that out. You think it's just alignment? Do you think that's just what we call coincidence? That is an alignment. That is the language of light. This was not fabricated. This came together in such a way. It says, for those who are listening, those who hear the call, or at least interested in the call, will answer the phone. Also, in this series, the Messiah also spoke of the great split. The split. I've been talking about the great split. Those who decide to choose or lose. You don't really ever lose. But for those who, quote, lose, are not going to like the life that's going to be happening around them because their comfortable 9-to-5 lives are going to have to take a back seat to everything that is transpiring. spoke about the Great Split, and he's Iranian. And he went to the White House and had a meeting with the president. This universal Lord on earth today told me personally a few years ago in an interview, he said, in the near future there will be meetings with divine beings and graduated politicians. Meetings about world unity will take place in the White House. He told me this a few years ago. There is a serious alignment here, people. Center of light, it's you. It's happening to you. You showed up here tonight to hear this thing you already know deep inside your bones. From your soul to your bones, you know all of it. So what inspired me for this presentation tonight was this amazing series that I watched called Messiah on Netflix. I know Bob binge watched it. He said, oh my God. Pun intended. He absolutely loved it. Lincoln, Pamela, Kimmy. What's up, Kimmy? Rhodes Pellegrin, Nicole Mary Cooper, Nathan Vincent. Hey, brother Vincent. My boy's been rocking on that bass, playing a lot. I love it. What's up, Fawn? Tracy, Enos, Brian Rhodes. As we continue to move forward, I'm going to take a little peek on YouTube. Thank you, Goat Turk 1. He says, I'm loving the role. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I love falling into the spirit of things. Helps me to feel joyful. It helps me to feel powerful. It helps me to feel connected to something beyond measure. We all want that treasure and pleasure. As we move forward, before we do that, I want to share with you that, let me grab a link. I got to grab my link. This is how I deserve my living because of my giving. There's a new website coming soon for Center of Light. It's powerful. It integrates YouTube with my website teachings. There's going to be membership, different tiers. I am so ridiculously excited. Here is my store. I now have Center of Light merchandise or merch. Check it out. I have mugs, lots of different kinds. It's two-sided, so make sure you check out the swatch that says front or back, or if you're on a phone, make sure you swipe to check out many different colors. There are leggings, girls. Check this out, ladies. You gotta love some ladies. Ladies love ladies. Ladies, feminine energy is a beautiful thing. That's what we're all trying to get back to. So here is what the new leggings look like. Check it out. You can go to... Kimmy, I know who you are. I remember Dawn. I know exactly who you are, Kimmy. Where was I? Oh, there's the store. So the store is posted. So now I want to show you what the leggings look like. Check this out. I want some, and my son says, Dad, I would like a pair of those myself. Check it out. So all the way to the extreme left, you see my slogan, my hashtag slogan. You are loved beyond measure. And then on the butt cheek, you see the Center of Light logo, spiritual technologies. On the left leg, you see Ya Na Va, the symbol of Yah. Why? Well, why? Because Yah is the heart, Yah is God. That's why you see the circle, which is completion, wholeness, divinity. Na is the mind. The mind is a linear thing. That's why you see the line going across. Va is the backbone, which is the erection of the self standing forth. So you have calling upon God, using your mind to make higher choice, and using your backbone as a being to carry out the divine principle of who you are. And when you do, you will walk into your homecoming. This book is coming out July 31st, 2020. 3,500. If you think of me, think of the number 3,500 and say, I love me some Keith 3,500. That's all you got to do. God bless you. So tonight we're talking about Messiah, the return of Jesus, the personality. Yes, you can find this do-rag online. Go to Google and look up Ride with God do-rag. It's like $12. I've been wearing them for years. I just love it. It just feels like me. So tonight we're talking about getting on your Harley. Take care of business. So let's get down to the reading. I'm going to do lots of reading. This, thank you, Fawn. This is about my conversation in the divine principle with God over a course of 8 years. The first year really hard and heavy, and then the other 7 really soft and light. So I'm going to do some reading about the return of Jesus, not Christ. Not they're separated. It's just different vibrations of the same thing. So I wanted to make that distinction. The divine principle. Yes, I'm looking on that link, looking for that link, and thank you. Center of Light do-rag, right? Thank you. Remind me again, please. I'm asking you to remind me again. From the divine principle, my dialogue with Spirit about the return of the one we know as Jesus. This is from the chapter called Your Gift of Power and Freedom. Fawn just read it and she said she loved it. Spirit says, as each of you become more aware of your own divinity, you will begin to see that global change begin with you alone, that you can affect the way things happening. That's right now. Through the manner in which you live and the standards you set, people will have the opportunity to see what a higher life looks like. That's called the return of Christ consciousness. We're talking about an individual, particularly because it represents the prophecy happening now. Christ Jesus was a prime example of supreme living during his time upon the earth. By living a life of righteousness and peace, he was able to make a powerful impact and a profound difference. Some 2,000 years later, his life is still the standard. He is still the truth, the hope, the light, and the way. His teachings have inspired countless millions to live a pure and love-filled life, thus creating the energy needed for the whole world to shift. January 1st, 2020. The dual split door opened, and we are now in it. Are you in it to win it? Jesus searched for God, me, in my dialogue with Spirit, his entire life, walking the land believing he was only a messenger. But as an adult, when he visited the Himalayan monasteries, those years he was missing, he learned from the masters who lived there to seek God within himself, and he came to the realization that the external world was only a kaleidoscopic picture interpreted by his own mind. His pilgrimage was a great success in that it helped him to realize that he was no longer a messenger of God, but was now the Son of God. I am in my Father, ye in me, and I in you. John 14:20. When Jesus stood upon the hill and spoke to the multitude, the young teacher offered great wisdom, but few believed his words. In fact, many shouted, "Are you the Messiah? If you are truly the Messiah, then perform a miracle for us." Because of their doubt and fear, people did not realize that the miracle was already there in the form of Jesus. He was there to inform them about their freedom, their divine nature, and the fact that, indeed, they were no different from him. Can you see how many missed their window of opportunity, like now, January 2020, to reach spiritual liberation because they doubted that he was the Christ. And I say, yes, I can, but why didn't they listen? Because Jesus appeared to be an ordinary man like everyone else, but soon enough, no one could deny his extraordinary presence. I asked the question, once people believed that he was who he said he was, why didn't they follow him then? And Spirit continues, because soldiers using brute force, if necessary, were regularly deployed to bring to a halt all the rabble-rousing that seemed to follow him wherever he went. But despite all adversity, Jesus pushed on to the very end. When that day came, Jesus accepted his death freely, thus showing those around him how such an event is not the end of life, but only a transition, 2020, to another level of being. Thus, the infinite immortal change of the Atma, the Spirit. For dust thou art, and unto thus shall thou return. In the centuries, this is powerful. In the centuries since Jesus' ascension, most have focused on his death instead of his life and his afterlife. People still seek him on the cross, but he is no longer there. As long as people continue to be bound to that image, they cannot begin to understand the crucifixion metaphor. If you want to be a true follower of the Christ, you must take Jesus down from that old rugged cross and move on with your life. Do you not understand that the Lamb was crucified then for your liberation now? Know that the cycle of doubt versus truth is happening yet again. There are many who have inherited this heirloom of doubt from those who questioned Jesus on the hill. Their misgivings echo now as they did then. If you New Agers think you are messiahs with your I am God view, then perform a miracle for us, they say. Spirit says very boldly, I ask each of you, do you want to be as those in Jesus' time, regarded by future generations as one of history's doubters? Your answers matter not, for no amount of doubt can take away the validity of the Messiah and the Messiahship appearing now to enlighten you about your freedom, power, and oneness with God. All of this reading is leaning into the prophecy very heavily, but very lightly, about the significance of God's return in the form of the personality we know as Jesus, hence the famous prophecy of the second coming. Many messiahs, true messiahs, because there's only one God and it lives in all of us, they have illumined the fire and became aware of themselves at a soul principle level. That's it. That's where we're all going. 2020 is the graceful window that is opened now, saying, come aboard the soul train. I have a long way to go. Going to be here for a little while. If you're just joining Center of Light Return, we're speaking about this inspiration of mine that happened recently from Netflix by this series, 10-episode series. I'm assuming there's going to be a second season. It seems cliffhangered, called Messiah. It aligns with what is happening today. We're at war with Iran. January 2020 it started. This movie was released January 1st, 2020. The war with Iran. The Messiah in this movie is Iranian. This is the light language. Are we understanding what is being said? It's about the alignments that happen and say something is speaking to us beyond our understanding. And it gives us glimpses because we're starting to get little opening packets. These little packets within ourselves are just popping open and we get a glimpse. And that is the language. Something was just told. And you put that together with something else that was told. And then you begin to understand ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. Divinely. And divinely, you can reach for the higher ring, the golden ring. That's what we're talking about tonight. The return of Jesus. The second coming. The second coming is here. You are of the second coming. But you've been coming here for lifetimes. Second coming, meaning a landmark and something that has never been done before. This experiment has never been done before. Never. Not like the Matrix. Neo finally got out on the 6th try. This has never been done before. At least we're living the never been done. We, this plane, you and I, at this level of consciousness, are living the it's never been done before. But it already has been done. So we in the never it's been done before, trying to open up ourselves to the level it always has been. That's what's happening. What a great possibility. Some Lavender Soul. Actually, I'm going to play a dear friend of mine's song. Pete Fitz. Check him out. Rock star he is. Going to be right back. Going to be here for a little bit more. God bless you. Welcome to Center of Light. Your love beyond measure. Chuck up my boy Pete. Let's see where he is. Where's Pete? Where's Pete? Where's Pete? Where's your song, Mr. Pete? There he is. Welcome back to Center of Light. It's good to see you. It's going to be a powerful night. It's powerful for me. I want to say thank you, Lincoln, for your acknowledgement. I was speaking to this about this with my son today. I'm going to be raw. I'm going to be honest. It doesn't have to make sense. I don't care about that. It means something. I don't know why. It has a grip on me. I'm not trying to rationalize something. Whatever this thing is, and being with this beautiful, graceful, walks on water. If Grace could walk, it would look like that. This alignment has been with me for many years. I've said this once before. I don't like doing this. I really don't. I don't know why I am, but I am. This link I just sent, as well as sending all across the different channels. You can do that later. I'm going to touch on it briefly. But that presentation happened within 6 months. About what I'm going to briefly touch on and share again has a purpose. As I said earlier tonight, I like purpose. Even if it's something that's just grabbed out of the air. If it changes realities, then so be it. That's what's meant to be. Stories, fantasies, are beautiful possibilities. It expands the mind. Rather, more importantly, it does do that. It expands the mind so much when we drop into the center, into the Yah. John. Yah. John. The grace of God. Did you know that one of the most, to use a word or expression, not famous, but primordial names in the universe is John? That's the English translation. Nonetheless, but Yah, Juan, John, Yah. It means the grace of God, period. It's the Yah, the heart. It wants to open. It wants to blossom. So I'm going to go into a space shortly because I'm going to do something I've never done, which is enjoy my beautiful house. Every candle I light, I have an intention. Represents light, that which is beautiful, pure, purified by fire. It's purified by fire. I don't mean hellfire for Bible-thumping Christians. Please don't mistake me that way. That's not what it's implying. It's implying purification to be worthy, vibrationally high enough to touch the garment of such a Christed principle. That's what this is all about. So, that being said, enjoy my beautiful lit up house while I go to the restroom. God is good. Welcome to Center of Light, everyone. Tonight we're talking about Center of Light return. Return not only of the Christ, which has truly infiltrated the entire system. The return of the Christ now, today. What it means to me, what it means to you, what it means to we, what it means to who, whatever. It's all about being in contact with the message that is being delivered. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Sana. Sandy. I see some other people. I'm trying to find you so I can... Either way, what's that? Sani as well? Krista? Hello, everybody. So, let's move forward. I have lots to get to. I posted that link, Blast from the Past. I'm a very bold individual. Sincere. But bold. I have a lot of reading to do. I'm going to do my best to find all the key points. It's all key, but I'm going to do my best to find all the elements to remove the extraneous stuff. From the divine principle. You are the divine principle. You are the Yanava. This is the testament. It's a living testament. This is not some fictitious book. It creates change. It created change in me. So it's alive. Because it gave me life. From the divine principle. I have a lot. So bear with me. Not bear with me. Let's have some fun. Let's go into the cave. The Samadhi together. Here we go. In my conversation with Spirit about the return of not the Christ, but Jesus, who came to the level of Christ. Spirit says, yes, the white horse, the prophecy, is true, but not in the way many imagine. The prophecy that refers to the comet the prophecy refers to the comet Hale-Bopp that hurtled through space in the 98th year of the last century. This was written in 1996 to 99. The purpose of its trajectory was to give the world an advanced sign of the return of the one you have known as Jesus. And I asked the question, when will he return? And Spirit says, I would go into meditation all day. I want to know the answer to that. That seems important, not only to me, but to everyone. So I asked the question, when will he return? Spirit continues, would you believe me if I told you that he is already on earth? I said, right now? And this goes into my other book, For the Love of God, going to India and being validated. But I will keep moving forward. He arrived on earth July 2000. We're in 2020. I know they're 20 years apart, but 2 is the integral principal number here. And the zeros. The white-tailed comet was the metaphorical horse upon which he arrived. And I say, you mean, and I'm interrupted by Spirit. And he says, yes, Keith, I mean that the dream experience you had 18 years ago was real. At that time in my life, I had an experience told of in the divine principle called my revelation. Wow. Jesus has been born again as one of you. Time and again over the past few years, I have offered you validation of this, especially when you were in India, as I just told you. Why is this truth so difficult for you to accept? That's a very freaking honest question. And it deserves a very freaking honest answer. And I said, I don't think I can answer your question right now. And then Spirit says, and I was just talking to this up to my son about tonight. Wow, 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 wow.
Trust that I will guide you in whatever you do. Just remember to breathe and do your very best to live in love, give in love, be in love, and love you shall receive.
All my life I've lived astray, looking each and every way to be what I want to be and see what I want to see and want, knowing God is by my side. There is nothing I need to know. All the wisdom's in my soul. All along I knew the way. Time has told me every day to breathe, breathe and expand myself, to know there is no one else but me and God who's in my heart.
Welcome back to Center of Light. I had to compose myself, not because I was embarrassed or ashamed. I couldn't function. What did that feel like for me? I hope that in any Thanksgiving, Christmas, or whatever, every day, that you have that kind of spiritual gravy pour all over you, to where you are a sobbing, stinking, delicious, divine mess. I must confess, in that place, you can't function because what you know as you in that moment is not about functioning with the bones. And you don't want it to ever leave you alone. Let me continue. Welcome to Center of Light. Return. Messiah. The Messiah ship is here. It's you, it's me, it's them, it's we. It's all of us. Provided you're jumping on the train to a level of understanding, wanting to prosper humanely, humanitarian-wise, or you becoming an activist in something that is beautiful beyond you've ever known, that you want to strive for as an expression of something you just want to stand up for. Get out of the bullshit and the nonsense of, I'm anti that. Be a something for a something to have everything that's ever been offered to anyone. And that is happening right now, January 2020. The 6th seal has been opened. And now it's all being revealed for everyone to see. Now it becomes a simple, honest, unbridled choice. And karma, either way, as my presentation a few nights ago delivered, was, I come to kiss your face because I love you. And whatever you have been asking for, I'm going to give it to you. Why? Because I love you. Sometimes parents need to kick their children out of the nest. Seems hard. You will eternally, eventually land softly. Continuing forth with tonight's presentation, the Messiah, that was inspired by this Netflix series, 10 episodes, called Messiah. Let's look at the banner. I'll always make my banners with intention, and my son beautifully helps me design them, as he's been with me for a while now. The dove, not just a dove, it's not just information. The dove is illumined. It means something. Everything that's important. Peace in the world. It's not the Christians, it's not the Buddhists, it's not the Muslims. Everyone wants peace. The Democrats, the Republicans, the libtards, so forth and so on. Everyone wants peace. The Messiah that represents the unity in the fire. Wow, check this out. That out. The fire and the church and its steeple that represents only Christianity burns down. But this is not about anti-Christianity. This is about it's not about anti, it's about the support of everything that's beautiful. The model you're looking at, that it happens to be Christian, is because I'm in a Christian country. This is not about the tearing down of the Christian model or ideology or ideal. It's about any ideal that does not represent humanity in the unity of. It's burning down. The world is on fire. The ring of fire is coming alive all over the world. It's about the transcendence of dark, hateful, dense, fear-based, loathing, insecurity, jealousy, not good enough emotions. Because the ocean will continue to wave, because what you are is energy, and you wave forth your prayers every day. Your life is an ongoing prayer forever. Just by being you, you are praying to the tree of unconditional love that says, yes, you can have that. Whatever that is, you can have that. I want to acknowledge my friend who, if he's still here, she, in YouTube land, Gok Turk 1. I am not ignoring you, my friend. You are always welcome to be here. I would like to be with you, so thank you. Good night, Carolyn. Hello, everyone. Carmen Shasha. So now I'm going to reveal to you, I'm going to be here for a bit. And I want to say thank you to my son. I'm going to share with you some information. And then I'm going to continue reading where I left off. When I had to just go balance myself in a form of functioning as a human being. I was talking with my son earlier today about being so bold, but so sincere and yet seriously. About not really caring what people think about me. I care what people think, but not necessarily about me, unless you want to say Keith's just a cool guy or what, that kind of thing. But when it comes to this, that in everything, what it means to me, I step up in such a way that I'm not doing this to worry what people think about me. I want to express what is everything about me. This is what I was speaking to my son about today. And when I lost my cookies, my spiritual cookies, or as Carmen de Shasha would say, my nuggets, was when I read the passage from the Divine Principle that said, when Spirit asked the question, I said, you mean, and I was cut off. In my meditation, I was truly cut off. And Spirit says, yes, Keith, I mean that the dream experience you had 18 years ago was real. Jesus was born again as one of you. Time and again over the past few years, this was in 1996, so the past years, even to that moment, 15, 20 minutes ago when I lost my cookies, my nuggets, time, Spirit says, time and time over the past many years, I have offered you validation of this, especially when you were in India. Why is this truth so hard for you to believe and accept? And I said, I don't think I can answer your question right now. And this is where I lost it. Because I told you I don't care what people think. And Spirit says, because of what you think others might say about you when this information enters into the public's field of awareness. And in 1996, as to why it reoccurred for me, it hit me so hard. And I said, yes, I am sure that's a major part of it. Spirit says, I recognize your reservations. But if you have concerns about people's how dare you attitude, then the best way to respond to them is with understanding and love. And I say it doesn't seem to matter how many times you tell me, I still worry that this Jesus is born again idea is something I've concocted in my head. Surely you can see how nervous I am about this. And God says, what is it you're trying to say, Keith? And I say, I want to do the right thing. Yes, I know. And your intention to do just that is why I am telling you of this. So the point is, even tonight, I have been validated over and over and over and over with all of this dynamic and something that truly scares the death out of me. Not in an active fear, but it's like, as it was said recently, I just want to be responsible. So I'm going to lay it all out on the table. When I woke up this morning and I said my Yanava, when my feet hit the floor, I made my pact with God. All right, so welcome to the Center of Light. Tonight we're talking about return, Messiah. The one we know as Jesus is coming into the public's field of awareness. Maitreya is here already, which is the Christed principle. But the one we know as Jesus, which makes this time in our life that's always been prophesied about, so significant, is here. I am telling you this because I am that person to tell of such things. I've released all responsibility. What I am sharing with you, I don't want to ever have to talk about this ever again. I don't. I have to unburden my soul. Many years ago, this happened. Honestly, I don't know what that is. I know it's a beautiful lady, and there's a picture of someone in the background that is, at least for her life's experience, significant. I was told many years ago by someone to watch a video. To make a very long story short, I don't want to get into detail about this. You can go to YouTube and look up Center of Light Radio Blast from the Past, and it will tell you everything about that. In short, as a review as to why this has any importance whatsoever about this presentation. In 1996, when I started writing the Divine Principle, as I was making contact. Hello, my name is Keith Blanchard. My higher self, basically my spiritual name, is Yanava. That started all the way back in 1996. I bring forth this testament as the living God. The point is, I am here as an energy of the Baptist. Yah. I said earlier, Yah, John, Juan, which means God's grace. Not meaning that I am such in God's grace. The name and the energy signature of John and Yah and Juan is the grace of God. What that is saying is that we are all in a place right now of being in this primordial energy of Yah, John, Juan, the primordial name in its many different sounds. As I keep moving forward, I was told by a woman in 1990, hello Carrie, Lincoln, he is not in India. I don't know that to be 100% true. When I was in the energy of seeing, not only hearing the prophecy, but seeing it and experiencing and feeling it, my target was the Yucatan Peninsula. Doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just sharing with you what I got. But he's already manifested in form of Maitreya, who's appeared even on talk shows in England. He didn't look like the garb. He wasn't wearing the garb that I showed you earlier. He looked like a normal person. So anyway, that being said. So Yah is the time we're living in. We're living in the gate. The lady I met years ago, I put out a pamphlet at the local library twice every whatever month. And the lady picked up one. She called me and said, you need to come see me. Coincidentally, she lived across the street. This wasn't planned. She gave me a video that showed me something. It showed me this image you seen a moment ago. Not that image. It's this image here. The person in the background picture. What I want to show you now is a picture of this person and my mother. And when I was at this older lady's house, she said, Keith, I'm going to give you a VHS, yes, I am that old, video. Go home and watch it. You're going to see yourself, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, because I don't want to stay in this. This is all starting to make sense. The sense that it makes is not that look at Keith. The sense is look at everyone. I am a reflection of the alignment that is happening within everyone about this. I am that of the Baptist energy. I am the John Baptist energy, the reflection. We all been that. We've all been Jesus. We've all been Cleopatra. This is one of my recent past. And when Swamiji said, Keith, this is what you must do. I must announce the return. Must? I don't have to. It feels good to. The return of the Messiah. We are of the Messiah ship. Watch the series on Netflix if you haven't already. Binge watch them. In fact, I don't have to tell you that. You won't get enough. You won't stop watching it. Janava. That's what this is all about. This platform, Center of Light, to empower you, as the Christ principle itself would say, stand up, my brethren and my sister, and be that which you are. Declare the power that is you. Center of Light. There is nothing else. And I'm delivering you and baptizing you with all of my blessings into the light, to follow the Christ principle, the Buddhic principle, the Krishna principle, that which means everything. But we have to fall into the nothing, the no thing, to get into the silence and get out of the violence. Welcome, Yanavai tribe. This is your homecoming, crossing the bridge to your soul. God bless you. Jesus is on this planet. Swamiji, the universal Lord, is on this planet. The highest, quote, incarnation of God to ever come to this planet, Satya Sai Baba, is tattooed on my arm. Mean what you say what you mean, move into meaning, be on purpose, be sincere, be serious, burn with the effulgence of 10,000 suns. And when Jesus does show up, you will know him immediately as your beautiful, sacred self. You are loved beyond measure. God bless you. Live in the light.